Where is he, Topes? So I thought I already had a pair of Fitzwilliams & Sons, but I didn't. And I was looking through the Bible of British handcuffs, well, mine anyway, this one. Great book. I thought I had the rarer one without the M, but when I looked with the loop, I found out that I do have the Fitzwilliam & Son initials just as are in the book, except mine has an asterisk between the F too and the W. Mine has an asterisk there where this doesn't talk about that. So I don't know, might have been just an off stamp or whatever, but that's cool. That's another one for the collection that I didn't have. Oh my gosh. And of course a magic book or two. So all in all, a pretty good weekend. Okay, welcome to the next drawer in cabinet number 2. And this one is entitled Fantastical Fakes, because this drawer is filled with reproductions and stuff that a lot of people come across. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I actually came across a pair of handcuffs this past weekend that are really cool that I didn't have, and that's the Fitzwilliam & Sons, okay? Now, the same guy that sold these to me asked me how he could tell the difference between these and fakes, because he said he's come across a lot of fakes. And I didn't have a pair on me, but what I did was I pointed out the feel of the steel and the swivel and the key, okay? That's usually a dead giveaway. Well, let's take the keys, okay, shall we? These are just 2 examples of real Derby keys. This one happens to be a Hyatt, and it's more modern, but you know, this is an older one, so you can see how these keys are. And this is the key that 99 out of 100 times accompanies one of the fakes, all right? You can see the difference, and I'll show you these later, but you can just see how crudely this one's made. It's just hammered, and all of them look like that. They're all the same way, crappy. You can tell the difference right away in the feel, okay? And also, look at how long the collar is on these things compared to the real guys. You know what I'm saying? There is absolutely no question whatsoever. I mean, once you see the difference, you'll spot these things a mile away, okay? And let's take a difference, show you the difference in the swivels. This is what I was talking about. This is another dead giveaway. The fake swivels are always really, really just poorly manufactured. You can see, like this one here, you can probably pull apart because it's just awful. It's crudely hammered. This part here swivel part generally will come out. Whereas the real ones, there's no way because they have it. See the difference? There you go. You can see the difference in the swivels. Oh, this way. You can easily see the difference in the swivels between the real ones and the fake ones. And that's another giveaway. Also, the end caps. Take a pair of Hyatts, and you can see they have that, what I like to call the bird wing stamping to close off the end cap. The repros, it's always round. For some reason, it's always round, even in the adjustables. So that's another giveaway. Again, crappy, horrible center link swivel. Yeah, it's just terrible. A lot of times the repros, you can actually see the center post, whereas the real ones, nope. And also the hinge on the repros are always pretty bad, pretty crude. Like, look at the hinge, it's terrible compared to a real one. There's really no comparison. Once you see the fake one, you'll never mistake it for the real one. Look, see? And these things too. Who made these? Nobody. Okay, so you can tell that these are fake too. Normally these are stamped with the name of a plantation or a prison or Alcatraz or something like that. If it's stamped generally, you know, something like Wild West or whatever, owned by Buffalo Bill, you know that it's a fake. Now that's not to say that there aren't some real vintage cuffs made in that part of the world, India, Pakistan, you know, etc. But you can tell the difference in the actual manufacturing. They were well made and they're going to be stamped correctly as compared to the cheap imitations. You can tell the difference easily, just in the quality of the steel. The steel in these things you can break literally by pulling them apart. So don't be fooled by fakes, okay?
Hello, my dears. Granny Flembottom here. And for those who don't know me, here at Off the Cuff, I'm what's known as the keeper of the comments. Isn't that lovely? You see, dears, all of the comments that you leave at Off the Cuff, I have to go through and check them out and try and answer your questions. Some of the comments ask very interesting questions, and some of them, you people should be ashamed of yourselves. Oh, some of those things you request are absolutely physically impossible. Anyway, on this episode, Pokin' Fun asked a question about his Pratts. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a moment to answer this query. I hope you enjoy it, and please leave your comments and make sure they're not the filthy ones that you have been leaving. And I will do my best to answer them. So, until next time, Granny Flembottom here, all the way from Bell End, Scotland. Ta-ta!
Okay, so here is a close-up of the Pratt key for you. You can see it's, oh my goodness, I hope it stays in focus. It's double bitted. It gives you an idea. And he made this one as a spare, but that was filed down. from the 60s, from right about when people first started walking on it. You can see it has all the little information on there, like manned landing sites. I got this neat 720-69 Tranquility Base, Ranger, all the different things about the moon, and it came in a little stand, which is pretty cool. Bummer it's dented, but that's alright, what are you gonna do? And it spins, even though the moon doesn't spin. So that's one thing. I also got this cool skull die. Check that out. That's really neat. How could I pass that up? That's going in my skull collection. Some cool comic books. Okay, and one of the coolest things I got is this. It's a frame. And in the frame is this awesome picture. Okay, now, real quick. As a book collector, I've been in bookstores all over the place. And pretty much every single antique bookshop you go into has this print hanging in. It's, you know, a bookworm standing on his ladder in his library, right? So I thought, that's awesome. How much is that? And the dude's like $5. And I told him that's gonna be me in a few years. And I've seen this picture millions of times. Well, not literally, but you know. And I never once noticed that the section he's looking at says metaphysic. Metaphysique. He's looking at the magic section, basically. Even though it had a little crack in the glass, there's a little piece missing there. I don't care. I'm hanging it in the library just as it is because it's really awesome. I mean, seriously, that is me pretty soon. A cool little triangular shaped lock with no key, but hey, I dig the shape of that thing. That's pretty cool.